And welcome back from that short break as we got our lore video heading into Echoes of Wisdom, being run by the Glubbers. Glubbers, take
Hello,
it away.
hello. Hello, hello. I am Glubbers, and I will be doing Echoes of Wisdom, some amount of dungeon. Variable dungeon order, whatever that means. But today I have with me on commentary, we have the wonderful Joaish. It's been a minute since I commentated with Joaish. How are you doing?
Hello, hello. I am doing quite well. Quite well. Excited
Glad to hear.
to commentate some Echoes of Wisdom.
Yeah, are you ready for this, me being way too energetic at way too late at night?
I am so ready because at least one of us is.
All right, well, I turned this on like a switch, so you know what? We're just gonna go with it. If you guys are all ready, I will count us right down. It's going to be a restricted run, so we're going to have quite a bit of cutscene to start and plenty of time to explain what's actually happening. So we're going to get started on this news spiel in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so Echoes of Wisdom is the latest and greatest of the Zelda games because it looks like some Legos. And we start out with our favorite, everyone's favorite character, Link, who is out to defeat Ganon, as he always is. And that's going to go a lot smoother than it goes in the other runs, isn't it, Joash?
a lot smoother, I would say.
Yeah, so look at this guy again. So he able to defeat 3 Dark Nuts straight off the bat, already asserting dominance over his counterparts. He's definitely not incompetent.
Very agile too. Being able to jump without the Roc's Feather. I mean, that's very impressive. Come a long way.
Exactly. We've totally established him as the pinnacle of the Link food chain here, and he is definitely not at all at the bottom of that.
Yes, when you're discussing with your friends who is the strongest Link, we may have a contender here.
Exactly. Hopefully he doesn't let us down later and prove us wrong.
Yeah, totally not. I have faith in this Link.
But yeah, so starting out the game, this is the intro sequence. You know, it's telling us how to use a sign, apparently, with ZL. But, you know, we don't really care about signs. We are speedrunners here. We don't really read. I've never done that myself. So you saw those 3 Dark Nuts in the cutscene. What if we just did that again?
Yeah, it was a tutorial.
Yeah, it was... exactly. It turned out to just be exactly that, a tutorial. But yeah, so this is the first dungeon of the game, technically. We have the Southern Ruins, as done by Link. So we're gonna make our way over to that boss. Every dungeon has a boss, so...
And this boss...
What do you think the boss of the Southern Ruins is? I hear it's a seismic talus.
Yeah, that's what I hear. Sources say it is it is that. Which, you know, it's very fitting for a first dungeon. Definitely not gonna see something very unexpected here. It's Ganon.
Ganon.
Oh, I guess we're at the end of the game.
Okay, well, you know what? Actually, if we were to beat Ganon here, then that would probably be the end of the game, yeah?
Yeah, I would think so. Oh, wow, we really are speedrunning. Oh, wow. Hey, GG.
Look at that.
Hey, GG.
GG. We beat the game in 2 minutes and 33 seconds.
Wow.
Well, congrats. It's like an Ocarina of Time any percent run.
That's half of
Oh,
what
we beat Ocarina of Time. Look at us go.
Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah, this game's come a long way.
Yeah, nothing could possibly turn our life around on us.
No.
You know, there's Zelda. We just have to save her, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's just like any other Zelda.
No.
Glubbers? I'm scared.
I am too.
Oh,
no.
That was a very...
We can't play a game without Link.
Oh no, that was a very strong arrow. I'm sure...
That was a very strong arrow.
You know, it's a good thing it wasn't too strong and it didn't just pierce through the
Exactly. Zelda, I'm glad you're okay. I'm also very glad that this little pool that absorbed Link just randomly stopped and Zelda's okay.
Yeah, that's very convenient. Surely it won't get any bigger.
No, absolutely not. I mean, he dropped his hood somehow. How did he do that? Wait, actually, how did he do that?
Well, we skipped the cutscene, so we may never know. But the actual answer is, I think before he fights Ganon, I think he just throws it off to like reveal the green tunic. It's like some
that would make sense.
epic like cape toss or whatever. I don't know.
That would make sense, but Breath of the Wild taught us that Link is incapable of taking his hood off. As you saw in all of the promotional material for the game, that no one ever really wore a hood in.
This is true.
Anyway, we have learned yet another ability. We can spring in.
Springin'.
Joash, what does it mean to spring in? Do you speak this archaic language that we see in front of us?
I know a couple of words in this very ancient archaic language. Springen derives from the word spring, to where you spring in the dungeon, and you go very high.
Does spring mean like the spring in the background there?
Yeah. It can mean that too.
I see.
So when you jump in Lake Hylia, you are springing.
Mm-hmm. That is in fact Lake Hylia, which looks like the size of a spring from this angle.
Yes, indeed. We can call it a spring. We can call it Spring Hylia.
Yeah, and it is spring right now, unless you live in the southern hemisphere. Now, what does this have to do with that?
Well.
Oh, whoa! There's the name of the game.
Oh, hey, we got the
so
name
this
of the
is
game
not
after
a Twilight Princess run.
Okay,
My bad.
That's good to know, because I was confused on what we were actually playing, especially after Link disappeared. I don't know where we were going.
Yeah, I'm just confused in which game I'm playing. I'm playing so much of both these days that, frankly, it could have been either.
The Twilight Princess run isn't until tomorrow morning, though.
Oh, I get to sleep before that. Okay.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
Now
good.
I can remember. The next time I go to sleep, I'll wake up, and there will be Twilight Princess. Speaking of sleeping, I could probably sleep during the length of these cutscenes. We haven't actually explained what's happening, except for the fact that we're playing Echoes of Wisdom, and that it is currently spring in the Northern Hemisphere.
And we can spring in.
I would normally ask my commentator to explain what we're doing, and you know what? I don't know if you really know what's happening, which makes it funnier. So, Joash, what are we doing?
Well, as you have said, we are speedrunning The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom, as we saw on the title card. We have also learned how to spring in, as we saw earlier, which we will use throughout the majority of the run. And as far as the details of said run of The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom, we are doing any % restricted, plus some dungeons, in which you can add dungeons by donating to the charity below. I believe it's every $100 adds a new dungeon.
Wait, hold on. A charity.
Charity.
I want to hear more about this. Do we have someone that might be able to tell us more about what we're doing?
Well, in fact, you do.
Hello!
Hello!
What?
Welcome to the energetic side of the runs, as we hit our late night here in the United States. But we are here to help donate and raise money for the Best Friends Animal Society. I believe we are aiming to mix the dungeon order up on you, Glubbers. Is that correct?
Yes, kind of. So, like Joash said, this is an any % restricted run, but based on the amount of money that's gone towards the charity throughout the length of the event, we are adding on an extra dungeon to that any % run for every $100. So, while any % restricted normally does one dungeon, we are currently just $16 shy of adding 3 whole dungeons onto that. Which that's, as last I checked, that's more dungeon per dungeon. That's 3 times as much dungeon per dungeon, I think.
Yeah, that's
I might be bad at math.
I think the math's out. So if you want to see this run go even longer and help raise money for the Best Friends Animal Society, let's get up to $300 at minimum before the end of that first dungeon.
Exactly. And on that note, there is even further beyond that. You get to pick which dungeons they are that we do based on those donation totals. Yes, you can pick what dungeon comes after the very first one that is not really avoidable. What is currently in the lead?
Right now we have, I'm probably going to butcher this, Lineru Temple.
Okay, Lineru is in the lead. Now, anybody out there with a spare $16, how far off is second place currently?
Second place is Hyrule Castle at $25, and third place is Garuda Sanctum at $20.
Okay, so I'm going to say this right now. Anybody out there with a spare $16 can save me from the, whatever doing Lineru first would even look like. That's an interesting one.
And if you would like to see Glubbers do some improv, keep that Lineru on first place.
There will be improv basically regardless, but yes. Actually, the one that I think I would do improv for the most is Farron. Which, luckily, was not on that list so far.
Keyword, so far.
So far.
Chat, you have the chance to do something really funny here and really push Glubbers' improv skills for this game.
Use this information to your advantage.
Speaking of information, what's this, like, onion thing in front of me, Joe?
Well...
Is that celebi?
This is Minna, because just like in Twilight Princess, Minna comes to rescue you from jail.
And wonders why you can't face
and wonders why you can't face through the bar. Exactly. See, I can understand why you would think this is Twilight Princess, because it's a spitting image of it right here.
Man, if I had a nickel for every Zelda speedrun that I'm doing at this event that requires watching your companion phase through bars as part of the game, I would have 2 nickels. That's a wild statement. See, this is how we know it's not Twilight Princess, though. In Twilight Princess, you don't jump over the cell, you go dig under it.
True. So, that's where our paths diverge there.
Whenever Nintendo gives us a game where we're going to phase through the cell and, like, actually do it, wait, is that A Link Between Worlds? Does that happen in A Link Between Worlds? I feel like it might.
Phase through the cell?
That's not like phasing through in A Link Between Worlds. You go like 2 deep,
no.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're like, there is one, I think there's one jail cell you can pass by when going onto the wall or whatever. I don't think it's in the main story. I think it's just for a heart piece, though. Yeah.
Alright, this is totally the casual way to do this part, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is what I did in my first playthrough. Easy peasy.
I mean, why would the guards be out to get us? We can just walk right by them.
Yeah, I don't know.
They wanted to play tag a little bit. They couldn't catch me.
Yeah, this is too fast. This is a speedrun marathon after all.
Exactly. We get the power of the Nintendo Switch 2 with this speedrun too. Joaish, you've done runs of Echoes of Wisdom on the Switch 2. How fast does it feel?
It feels very fast, and not only does it feel much faster than Switch 1, it also looks nicer than Switch 1. More notably, in regards to lag, because there are a few areas in this game that lag on Switch 1. However, on Switch 2, it is buttery smooth. Now,
which is definitely a positive thing and not a target of my ire.
True. Now, it does change up how we do a couple of strats here and there. Not very many, but there are like some very small adjustments that had to be made when swapping over from Switch 1 to Switch 2. But ultimately, it's all worth it for the smoother and faster experience. Also, I think it is important to mention, at least at some point, that we are also playing on the 1.0 version of this game, which is actually possible to play on a Switch 2.
We are. How did I do that? Is it because I have a physical copy of the game right here looking in the... Oh. Hey, I managed to line up the camera thing correctly.
It may just be. So yeah, if you're wondering how we're playing on the release patch of the game, basically with any Switch, you essentially have access to two different versions. You have access, of course, to the latest version of the game, but you also, if you have a physical copy of the game, you technically have access to 1.0. And basically how you do that is you turn off automatic updates on your Switch, and then when you insert the game card and just don't update it, then you keep the earliest version.
Yeah, so that means that we can keep all of the really cool glitches that show up in Echoes of Wisdom, and even play it on the latest and greatest hardware.
Yes, indeed. Now, this does mean we do not get the favorites menu. However, we don't even get enough echoes to get the favorites menu anyways. I mainly bring that up because I watched a friend do a casual playthrough, and every time the favorites menu popped up, I was like, wait, what is this? I'm like, oh yeah, this is new.
Yeah, this is new and the thing that is irrelevant in any run that isn't 100%.
Exactly.
Not even... I think it's glitchless that gets the most, other than
Yeah, because I think glitchless actually does play on the latest patch because they can play on digital for even faster load times.
But I believe that they are the ones that get the most echoes other than Hundo, and they don't get enough to trigger.
Yeah,
it's a ridiculously high number. It's like 35
echoes.
echoes.
It's something like that, 30 or 35. Which it's absolutely ridiculous. I believe even in an all dungeons run, I think we get like what, 17 or something. It might even be lower than that. I haven't counted in a while, but
yeah, something that's like half of what you would need, basically.
Yeah, so we're not even close. It wouldn't matter anyways.
Alright, well, we're out of the intro. Joaish, I would like to applaud you for your ability to continuously give conversation during the 16 minutes of cutscenes.
Thank you.
So thank you.
Thank you. I've seen this intro a lot of times. I guess there is some practice in that.
Well, then you are a very good choice in commentator, because you are wise in the ways of talking through that.
Oh, why, thank you. It is indeed the gauntlet.
Every game has its own gauntlet. This one is, can you stay awake?
Exactly. Especially
when you're doing your Echoes of Wisdom run at 11 p.m.
Exactly.
And I'm on the West Coast.
Oh yeah, you have it easier than me. I'm on Central Coast, so it is 12:45 a.m. for me.
Well, we're covering 3 out of 4 because I'm on the East Coast.
Oh man.
Alright, who here is in Mountain?
We gotta add our fourth commentator for all 4 time zones. Also,
I do want to say we have hit $304 in our donations for the weekend, and that was a $20 put towards Pharaon Temple.
Ooh.
Oh.
I like what I'm hearing right now.
So, does that mean that Farron is in the lead?
It's third behind Lineru and Hyrule Castle, but it's still just a short amount away from those two.
Okay.
Ooh, okay. Well, doing Farron... Now we will get 3 dungeons. And frankly, doing Farron is going to be improv regardless. Farron is just interesting. This is gonna be interesting. Yeah. Thank you for your wonderful, wonderful donation. It's very kind.
Yeah, this is a very
it's going towards a good cause.
Very interesting dungeon order. And I do want to reiterate on, or I guess to expound on it rather. There's another word for it. Expound on the fact that with these dungeon orders, doing them out of the intended order that we, or not intended, but out of the order that we normally do them in all dungeons, leads to having to do them slightly differently than what we're used to. So, especially with this current dungeon order we have right now, we are definitely due for some improv, as I mentioned earlier.
Namely, when I'm in Lineru, I'm trying to figure out if not having the frog ring is going to be a problem.
I didn't even think of that, so that would be interesting. Have fun.
I will.
So if you want to see Glubbers figure this out without the frog ring, keep those donations in for Lineru Temple as #1.
I mean, all you need is Hyrule to not beat that one.
This is also true.
You can even make me do Farron without it, and that does annoy me in a few ways. Like, in terms of what comes out of it.
Yeah, that's going to throw off your timing for one particular trick that I'm thinking of.
Ooh, yes. It's going to throw off timing for a couple of things, actually. Because remember, we normally split that. And intersect it by Hyrule.
This is very true. Also, I just want to mention that this is called Wife Jump. That's it.
Shoutouts to Wife Jump.
That's it. Just Wife Jump.
Shoutouts to when I convinced everyone that was an NPC called Wife. And then doubled down on it. And then tripled down.
Well,
And then I eventually got confronted. They're like, how do we know that? I was like, we don't.
Source, trust me, bro.
It's not even source, trust me, bro. The second that someone actually called me out, I was just like, we don't. What do you want me to do about it?
We don't.
That doesn't stop me from lying.
we don't. We'll just make it up. It's true.
And you know what's even greater? You don't know if I'm telling the truth right now, because that was an in-person conversation.
Yeah, this whole conversation could just be false. It might not even be called Wife Jump. Y'all don't know.
Actually, like, literally, this conversation might be. Maybe Joaish isn't actually...
This is true. I could just be fake. It's so late, y'all could just be hearing stuff. I may just be the voice in Glover's head.
Yes, I am that powerful. My commentator is my inner monologue. As a separate commentator.
That's impressive, honestly. Just to make up your own commentator, and have it be in the form of Joaish. That's impressive.
Yes, I do see that. We are confirming that it was not I that named Wife Jump. Maybe.
Maybe.
It sounds like a naming conspiracy to me.
Absolutely it is. Alright, here's one of the most satisfying rooms in speedrunning. I don't know, I just really like this room.
This is a pretty satisfying room. Although, there is another room coming up later with a very special name that we will say when we get there that is also very satisfying to pull off.
Oh, yeah, the thing that I have not practiced. Okay, yeah, we'll see if I do it.
Oh, good luck.
I will reset the room until it works.
Yeah, just to show how hard the room is that we're talking about, which is not this room, but it's a room coming up later.
This is just Link. Hi, Link.
That is one of my most practiced rooms. It is one I warm up quite often, or it's like one of my top practice rooms, I should say. Also, this is Link, and we're also using the Ignizol, who we also call the Igni Chad. He's that cool.
Yeah, let's take a Chad.
Shout out Signy, Chad. And
Goodbye, Link.
he will single-handedly destroy the Link that we previously said was the best Link in the series.
Yeah, you got destroyed by a candle with a face.
He's really
He's on hard
yeah,
times.
it's rough. Falling into that void.
Ever since he fell into the
goop, falling into the goop really did a number on him. I get it.
Remember, kids, never fall into the goop.
That's right.
That's just good advice.
I like that advice. I have not fallen into goop, and you know what? My life has been okay so far. So I think that is good advice. It's good wisdom, as they say.
Exactly. So there's some goop on the wall right there. Do you think it's a good idea to just jump straight into it?
Well, given the prior advice, I think that probably would not be wise. However, you have a very nice looking blade there. I think you should cut it. Yeah, just like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that works.
Whoa. Oh, there were some grapes. Do you think those grapes are what the goop was made of?
Oh, probably. It's the same color. I mean, they look tasty, but looks can be deceiving. Can be poisonous.
This is gonna be interesting.
That's also a very large gap there. I'm surprised you can't fit through there.
My favorite gap.
I love that gap. That gap is beautiful. Yeah, very satisfying pulls there with the bind ability.
Mm-hmm. And the little animation cancel.
Yeah. If you jump there, Zelda does not go hurtling backwards and fall.
It's a nice little animation cancel that even was used in this room to sync with the jump onto the ledge, which is a little bit cool. Nifty, as the kids say.
Yeah, I love that strat.
Or other terminologies that the kids say. Some other... yes, game.
Yes. So that is a strat that we call the Echoes of Wisdom targeting system. Made by Grezzo themselves. Their finest work, I might add. As I've described before, to really give you an idea of the targeting system, you can have a box half a mile away behind you, and your nose is against a sign, and you will target the box first. Also, this is the room. Just watch. Nice. GG's. Yeah, so that is Stratty McStratface, the room.
Shoutouts to Stratty McStratface.
Stratty McStratface. Yeah, that is the hardest room in the dungeon. It is way harder than it looks.
Yeah, Stratty McStratface is not easy. I was chastised for doing it on GDQ main stage, and then I said, during that same race, I'm gonna do it right now, too, and then I did it.
Good. Very good. You tell him.
Exactly. Now for the actual hardest thing in the dungeon.
Oh, hey, a stone talus. It's not Ganon.
Hey! I actually got the hardest thing in the dungeon.
Very nice.
That, like, second spin attack thing.
I love how we used to stack beds back in the day to try to reach that, but now we're just like, no, just jump and spin attack. It's funny how simplified strats go. Also, do y'all love cutscenes? I'm sure y'all do. Y'all are watching an Echoes of Wisdom run, so I'm sure y'all love cutscenes. Well, guess what? We got one right here.
Alright, well, this is the power of the Nintendo Switch 2. This is going to still be a sub-30 Southern, despite all of what's happened so far. I say all of what's happened when I've failed, like, two things, but anyways.
I was about to say, this has honestly not been that bad at all. Like very minor things, that if that.
That we hadn't even noticed yet.
Correct. 6, 7. Can someone actually take Myth's keyboard away? Who has that
Oh
capability?
no.
I think Myth just needs to go to
I
sleep.
would say mods, but he has a mod badge.
Yeah, I can't. This is out of my jurisdiction, unfortunately.
Well, to let us know how we got to that $300 donation, we had $10 from Tej from the last run. I guess he doesn't suck that much. We have $20 from Myth197 himself. I want to see this glitch exhibition, also making Glubbers do the best dungeons first. And then we had a $20 donation from Anonymous to push us over that $300 threshold. So thank you to everyone so far that has donated this weekend.
Very nice.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Very, very much. It's all very, very kind. Goes to a great cause.
Absolutely.
And it's just a very generous thing to do.
Definitely.
Now, will we be able to hit 400? We have 3 dungeons left to do, thanks to your generous donations. Now, we've just finished with the first dungeon. I will say, we have probably about 5 minutes, a little bit more than that, before we get into the next dungeon. But currently, what dungeon am I setting up for?
Currently, you will be setting up for... Let me just do a quick refresh here. We do still have Lineru Temple in the lead with $35.
Ooh.
Alright, I'm gonna... Huh. How?
So over the next 5 minutes,
So-
chat, you still have the ability to change this first dungeon.
Exactly, you guys can save me from the fate that is my own mind.
Or make it
That
worse for
is
him,
not
depending
funny,
on what you're
but
looking to
you
do.
can make it- Yeah, you can make me do a worse dungeon like Farron.
That's true.
Like Lineru, I can at least envision how it works. It kind of sucks. Farron, I would like. Where do I get bombs at this point?
Oh. I only know about the one in Jablo.
Yeah, that is the water bomb.
Yeah.
There's the what's the bomb gyro guy's name?
Oh. I don't remember.
Anyway, we'll probably be grabbing that friend too.
Yeah, that'd be good. Which,
Speaking of Farron,
yeah, we gotta get some warp points here. So these warp points that Glubbers is getting, these are actually to help us get to the dungeon. So we're going to be seeing pretty soon the glitch, the main glitch that we use in this game, the one that got patched out in later patches of the game. And these waypoint areas are very crucial to using this glitch that we will see soon.
and I will be setting up for Eslo. We have a million dungeons left to do. Do we really? I don't really know.
But we will at least be prepared.
We will be prepared.
All right, so yeah, we're going on a little bit of a world tour, if you will. Just kind of touring the world, getting our stuff, setting our waypoints, getting some money.
Now, Joaish, you don't really run categories other than like any percent and all dungeons unrestricted. Now, I'm going to show you something that may shock you, so you may want to avert your gaze.
Okay. Well, I am seeing something I'm not as familiar with already.
I'm going this way.
Oh. Yeah, this is, huh. I don't even know what to say anymore. No.
This is an oasis. Have you ever seen the oasis?
I've never seen this place before in my life. I didn't know there was a desert in this game. Oh, I see we're getting the fun echo too.
We are. Basically, because of a habit, I did not actually mean to get that. You know what? Sure.
You know what? Why not?
This.
It might come. It might come into play later when we least expect it, and we can also show off the fun little bed flying thing.
Yeah.
Which is very.
Do you know what echo's over here, though?
I do know what echo is over here, and it is a very good echo. I, in fact, love this echo very much. I almost kind of wish we had it in all dungeons unrestricted, but you know,
it's just a little bit out of the way.
Just a little bit, yeah, unfortunately. But here we have the floor tile. What is very nice about the floor tile is we can actually jump on the floor tile, and we can kind of exploit this as well by continually summoning floor tiles, and we can gain height with these floor tiles, we can ride the floor tiles, we can do a lot with these floor tiles. They're going to be very useful in what we're doing in these dungeons we will be completing, thanks to your generous donations.
Now I am navigating to an area that I have no clue where I'm going, basically.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is very interesting navigating.
That is the ranch, which I do want the south point of.
Yeah, this one is...
Because I need to go to the neighborhood.
Yep. I was going to say, yeah, this is one you'll definitely need. Also...
Yeah, I agree. I'm surprised nobody voted for me to do City in the Sky next.
Oh, yeah. I guess no one else is confused that on whether this is Twilight Princess or not. Good for them. Also...
I'm proud of them.
I should probably explain something that we did do earlier, just to kind of give a little bit of context. So, right after we beat Southern Ruins, Minister left, wanted us to come with her to see Blueberry, in which he would give us the upgrades for our sword ability. However, we didn't do any of that because we ended up skipping that escort. Basically, during that escort, you cannot warp. They want you to complete the escort. They want you to go with Minister left. And if you go too far away from Minister left, she'll catch you and bring you back to her. However, we exploited safe ground and spawn points in order to keep our spawn point way outside of her radius, and then when we were building beds on the ground earlier and voided out, then we spawned outside of her radius. So we actually are still in that escort with Minister left, but we escaped it. And so we're going to talk to our good buddy, the Acorn guy, and...
Yeah, one of 3 for some reason.
Yeah, very few of them. But, so we're going to go collect some acorns, except that I'm lying. Just like Glubbers was about wife, and we're just gonna ignore that. So you might be like, well, that was pointless.
What are you
You might be like, well, that was pointless. Why did we do that? Well, during the escort, we cannot warp. However, starting that minigame and ending it makes it to where we can warp again. So now we are officially out of the escort mode from Minister left. And now we are scaling the mountain with our good boy, the Crawltula.
Wanda the Waltula.
Wanda the Waltula, yeah. And we had the mini Taluses who are mad that we defeated the Stone Talus, so they were trying to get revenge.
How am I supposed to...
These bomb guys. I gotcha.
How...
These.
Am I equipped to do this?
Can you actually? I actually don't know if you can beat these guys.
Also, we grabbed this guy.
Yeah, this one.
That's the Lizalfos burrow.
Yeah, I don't think the dungeon associated with that one is currently in top 3, but it's good to have it just in case.
This will work eventually.
Slowly but surely, we'll get there. Yeah, having this would actually be pretty huge. Yeah, there we go. Very nice.
Ow!
This... Oh. Well...
It was a good attempt.
It was a good attempt.
Luckily, the game is generous enough to refill our bar.
Oh. Come on down here. I'm gonna throw this at you. That didn't work out.
Oh.
Zelda.
Zelda learned to throw.
Alright, now I'm out of energy. What the?
Oh, well, off he goes. His people needed him.
This is going to be very interesting.
Time to go back to his home planet.
I have an idea.
Oh, there we go.
It can't be hit by its own bombs.
Oh, it can't hit its own bombs. But you can get it lower now. Well, I guess that doesn't help. I guess you could.
A different idea called reload this.
That is also a good idea. Yeah, maybe stack beds.
This is the improvisation, by the way.
We're not even to a dungeon.
This is not normal by any stretch of the imagination.
We're not even to the extra dungeons that we're already seeing the improv.
You're going with me. Oh, you're just immune to bombs.
There we go. There we go, nice.
Creepy. Okay.
Okay. And the Wantula.
Fair enough.
Yeah, you know what? We got what we wanted. So, we're good.
Go. Ascend.
Rise.
Which I didn't need you to go that high, but whatever.
You know what? A for effort.
Alright, I don't actually remember where this one goes. Where does this one go?
That one I actually don't know.
It's one that we get in restricted, I believe. Oh, and here's the star of the show, by the way.
Oh yeah, this is one of the best echoes in the game. Like actually. This was a big game changer in the old dungeons category, and you will see why when we actually put him to good use. All right.
So our first dungeon is Lineru, is it not?
Things have not changed.
Alright, well, we are on our way to Lineru. That is a sign. This is a sign that we're going to Lineru.
All right. Speaking of signs, it looks like we're going to be using a sign here for the glitch I was talking about. So, to explain what Glubbers is doing here, so this is what's called menu storage. And basically what we're trying to do is we're trying to open the menu as we get voided out here. And the sign helps us to buffer that in. So if we are able to open the menu as it fades out, just like this, Glubbers is actually able to move around while paused, which also means that he can bring up an extra menu. So what he's going to do is he's going to keep the echo wheel open, or the echo list open, and you can see on the mini map we're actually moving right now. And so what Glubbers is going to do is he's going to go back into the Southern Ruins area, back into the dungeon area, and he's going to do a warp off of one of the waypoints. So he's going to select one waypoint, and then he's going to open another menu, and he's going to warp on this waypoint and also turn the page to the dungeon and that is going to allow us to wrong warp. So basically, we can wrong warp to any dungeon in this game, which is how we are able to do any dungeon in any order, when we otherwise normally could not. And so all those waypoints that we get have a different ID for a different warp.
Thank you, Bio.
Because it's essentially we're essentially going off of the waypoints of the dungeons instead of the waypoint of the overworld. So we're using the overworld waypoints and essentially and turning them into dungeon waypoints, and that's how we're able to warp into the dungeons in any order.
Alright, that time I didn't get hit by the Mo. Which, yes, that thing is called a Mo.
Good name, good name. Alright.
Yeah. If you are a fan of early Zelda games, you are familiar with the Mo's.
I believe we saw a Mo in Zelda 2, in the previous run that we watched. So very nice.
That is accurate, I believe. Alright, now question. Currently, does my Ignachad cost 1 or 2? I believe it costs 2 right now.
I want to say it costs 2.
It does, in fact.
Also, for those wondering, oh, very nice. For those wondering just how much improv we're going to have to do here. For one, solving that puzzle is a completely different strat than what we do in all dungeons. We're doing this dungeon first in this run. However, normally in all dungeons, we do Lanayru last. So we're usually pretty well prepared for this dungeon in all dungeons. However,
I was curious, okay?
So Glubbers, I'm just a hunch. You might not be able to use that echo.
Yeah, the white wolf.
Yeah, just a hunch though.
Just a hunch.
But yeah. Also, you might have noticed we used the Alphos 2 there, our good buddy that we were giving big props to earlier. He is our main source of combat. He is essentially our sword. We can spam the Lizalfos and he'll just continually stab whatever enemy we are targeting, which is very, very nice, both just for general combat and for bosses. So we'll get to see the Lizalfos buddy quite a lot in this run.
But the Lizalfos can't do anything to Scorch him. Unless he's vulnerable.
Unfortunately. Unfortunately, he does have his limits. But fortunately, his limits are very few.
His damage output is ridiculously high.
Yeah, it's actually crazy.
But that is Lanayru Temple done very quickly compared to getting to Lanayru Temple. Here's the boss key.
Yeah, a big thing about these wrong warps is, I mean, not only we're getting to the dungeon faster, and we're also getting to certain points of the dungeon faster. As you see, we skipped a few floors with the wrong warp that we used. But really, the biggest thing the biggest benefit that we get out of this is skipping all the story stuff before the dungeon, which usually takes up a good chunk of the time. Alright, so...
Oh, I don't have distance echoes.
Alright, so Scorchill. So this is one of the harder dungeon bosses outside of the final boss. So the goal of this boss is we have to destroy the elemental helmet on top of... that he's wearing. And currently on phase 1, it starts with ice, so we have to use fire echoes in order to destroy it. However... Glubbers is having to improvise a little bit here, because normally we have the fire keys for this, which makes this a lot easier to handle. However, since this is the first dungeon we're doing, we have had no ability to get a fire piece outside of a dungeon. There's not one anywhere on the overworld. So Glubbers has to use the Ignizol in order to deal the fire damage. And once we get to the next phase where the helmet will be fire, you'll get to see the ice keys being used. And you'll see just how much better the keys are. The keys can essentially target the helmet and do a decent bit of damage to the helmet.
You say how much better they are while used to any percent restricted where we use Wizrobes for this.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Whoa.
Yeah, Wizrobes are very, very nice in this fight.
I'm surprised they. I'm getting this.
Wizrobes are probably.
Thank you for doing an attack that lets me do this.
Yeah, these are actually very nice attacks. Most of the attacks that Scorchill does are random. There are some cases where there are 2 or 3 attacks that are sequential, so he'll start off with one particular attack and then go to the next one. This slam attack is random, but if he does the fire spitting attack, then he will follow that up with the big fire attack. And then this third phase is even more chaotic because he will occasionally change the element of his helmet, which means you have to swap back and forth with what echo you're using. And so right now it's a little bit unfortunate because we have to start out with the ice one again. But Glubbers is waiting for this attack right here so he can hit Scorchill with the Ignizols. Or just waiting for the helmet to change. Unfortunately, it did not change there.
Go, Ignichad, go!
Get him!
Yes!
Do it! Get him!
Do it!
Get him!
Get him!
Get him!
Alright.
Oh, he's carrying. Oh, good. Swap. Okay. Knowing this boss, he'll probably troll. Oh, maybe not. Okay. Also, it does make this fight a little bit tricky as well, even with using those Alphos here. Like, after the helmet is broken, Glubbers also has to be a little bit careful here because you can target the helmet separately from Scorchill, which makes the Lizalfos do some weird behavior, not quite targeting Scorchill properly. So making sure you target the body ensures that the Lizalfos will target the boss properly. But
I'm just surprised it didn't die.
Yeah, that was very nice. Yeah, doing this not only with just an Ignizol and an Ice Keys, but also doing it with 4 hearts. Yeah, that was very well done.
Oh,
very, very well done.
That was more stressful than I was expecting.
Yeah, that.
Ignichad clutched that, though, tanking all of the fire attacks. There was nothing that actually could kill it.
He carried.
Oh, that was fantastic.
He carried on that move. I mean, he was like, I gotta show my worth here, and he carried it out.
Oh, we love to see
We love Ignichad, dude. This is why he is indeed Ignichad.
Exactly. Now, we are actually going to get a boon from this dungeon. That boon is going to be called I have more abilities to do things. I think I have distance echoes now, yeah?
I believe so, yes. I think that's after 2 dungeons.
Yes, I believe so. Now, here's the thing. That doesn't actually do much for us, because the other dungeons we would normally have it anyways.
This is true.
I can just do what I would normally do. I was not expecting that prompt, because that prompt usually pops up in Jabul.
Oh yeah.
That was the distance echo prompt.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's all out of whack right now. Well,
this is a fun concept. Just the random dungeon order. I like this as a concept.
Yeah, this is really cool. It encourages a lot of improv as well, which I really like.
Mm-hmm. It's like in the same vein as bingo almost.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, hi Lineru, what's up? Oh, of course they put Farron in there too. We have to listen to Life Story.
Oh yeah. Oh, y'all picked a good third one. I mean, we got to hear about life story. I mean, this is a game with cutscenes. We got to watch life story. We got to learn lore.
Exactly.
I like lore.
All right, that wraps up our second dungeon.
All right.
Now, the order, if you would remind me yet again, games, the next one is Hyrule, correct? It's Hyrule and then Farron, and then, unless we hit another $96, which is very doable, then we will be going to... I have not seen this before.
I have not seen this cutscene with the goop there. No,
Conde,
no. Conde, no.
Conde, no.
No, Conde. Don't do the goop,
no.
Conde. No.
I believe the advice was to stay away from the goop. Isn't that correct?
That is my advice, especially to my favorite character in this game over here.
Conde, whatever you do, do not run around in circles around the goop.
This is not something to splash around in and play in, buddy.
Oh no! Oh no, he's gonna do it.
He's excited. No. Is that what you think it is?
No!
Conde, no! Buddy, no!
Has anyone tried Linearu first? I think that we just did it. And I don't... Oh, unless you mean, like, before Southern.
This is new territory for me. Also,
but as of right now, we have Hyrule Castle next, and then it is actually a tie between Gerudo Sanctum and Farron Temple at $20 each.
Ooh.
So that is a runner's choice at the moment.
Ooh.
We're going to need someone to resolve that, unless you want me to pick the one that takes 2 minutes.
Yeah, let me expound on that, actually. So Farron has a lot of interesting things going on, and we also get to showcase the use of 2 different wrong warps to do this dungeon, and also we have the Goma fight, and we will have special lore after the Goma fight. If we choose Gerudo Sanctum, there is a funny little glitch that we do see in Gerudo Sanctum, and possibly with the dungeon order we do, possibly doing a boss that we don't normally do in all dungeons. Although we might be able to skip it with the dungeons that we're doing in this order.
Hyrule is
Farron. Yeah.
Yes, no, we will have to do the boss. Now, that said,
Oh,
I love the mole with glasses.
true. I also am now just remembering that Glubbers has been running all dungeons restricted, or at least that's what he did more recently, so he's probably more familiar with this fight than what I'm letting on.
I am more familiar with the fight than you're letting on, as evidenced by the fact that I did that room in a way that you probably haven't seen before.
Yeah, that too, I have not seen that. Well, actually, I think I did that in the all dungeons restricted race. But other than that, I don't remember everything I did in the all dungeons restricted
In the
run.
all dungeons restricted race, I would hope that you did a Gust Giro. Or sorry, not Gust Giro. You just used the Gust Master.
Yes, I did use the Gust Master, yes.
Which I do not have.
Yeah, that's a fun little trick. Oh, speaking of Gust, there's
Yeah, there's our little boy, the Gust Master, and there's another
and
one.
there they are.
Oh
no.
Okay. The way that you do this is... It's not really that feasible with the... Okay, we'll just do this.
Oh, that works too.
The thing that I normally do, I guess... No, I just forgot what I normally do. That's what I normally do. Anyways...
I know about.
Remember Dark Nuts?
Oh yeah, Dark Nuts.
What if I told you that our friend Larry... Ow! Right, Barry. Barrimer.
Larry versus Barry, everyone.
Chain Soldier.
So that frog ring we talked about earlier, it's right here. So the frog ring allows us to have twice as much jump height as we had before. Which is actually very helpful in some dungeons. In most cases, it's more so of a it's more so of a convenience. but it does make things slightly faster in some places. There have been a couple of spots, especially at the place where we do the wrong warp, where we have to at least either place a bed or a floor tile in order to get on top of the trees. However, with the frog ring, we will actually be able to just jump up on there.
Alright. Here's Ganon, which I get to actually just kind of do Ganon strats.
Yeah,
Don't really have anything that's restricting.
Yeah, I think this is actually. Oh wait, I've not seen this pattern before. That's nice.
This is the second... If I had a nickel for every time I did an Echoes of Wisdom run that fought Ganon in Hyrule Castle live on an event where my commentator hadn't seen the strat that I have done, and that commentator has a better time in the category than me, I would have 2 nickels. I'm 4th place in that category.
You have a lot of nickels, I'm realizing.
I do have a lot of nickels. This is how jobs work and money.
Yeah. You are very employed.
I am indeed very employed.
It's true. He's earned 4 nickels tonight so far.
That's true. That's a lot of money. A lot of money. But yeah, this fight, unlike the Scorchill fight, this is a fairly scripted fight. It still can be a little bit tricky in a couple spots to like keep that script. But if you attack Ganon in particular ways, well, actually, it's more so how you move around the room too. You can essentially get very similar or the same phases every single time. So it's a pretty standard fight. Now I do say standard, but Glubbers is also doing a different strat than what I've normally used. Clearly, given my recent surprise.
I think this is cheating.
Yeah, I think it's
Like it's not too different from what you're used to.
No, it's not too different. I think the biggest difference was near the beginning when you grabbed the trident and was just right there.
Yeah, doing like the spot that you stand in with the angle so that you can time grabbing the trident and immediately hitting Ganon.
Yeah.
That is its own thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into that when I come back to this eventually.
You know who to ask to make that 3 out of 3? I regret to inform you that when Tej was confused by it, I'm pretty sure Glan was confused by it in the chat of that, so it is 3 out of 3. I just can't add the while commentating addendum to that. Legitimately, I thought it was something that I posted and was like, hey guys, this is cool. And then it's like, everyone's just, what?
Like, what do you mean? Alright, so that is another dungeon down. So I believe, as it currently stands, we have one more dungeon before we go and face the final boss.
This is true. Now, we do have to decide on if that dungeon is one that we get to fight a sick mole with glasses, or one that we don't have to do that and we have to deal with whatever Farron is. So, I believe that is currently up to runner's choice, but you can take away my choice by donating to a wonderful cause.
And you have plenty of time to do so, because guess what we have coming up next? That's right, you guessed it, a cutscene.
Most excellent.
Oh, who was that?
That is the grape soda.
Oh, that's right. And who is that?
Jeremy.
Jeremy? Okay. Seems like a nice
Jeremy
guy.
From accounting. Goodbye, Jeremy.
Goodbye, Jeremy. Unfortunately, Zelda did not have a bow to free Jeremy.
Has anyone not been confused at my strat? The second time Tej commentated for me for all dungeons, he had already seen it.
Okay, chat, this is your time. We currently have a tie of $20 for Fair Temple and $20 for Gerudo Sanctum. It'll only take $1 from someone in chat to change that temple choice for our runner. Who is going to do it?
21 to pick an entirely new dungeon.
That's true as
This is
well.
also true. The power is in your hands. This is a lot of power.
In fact, I've never seen this much power.
No, me neither. This is crazy.
You know what this does mean, though? We didn't do Jabul before Hyrule. We might not do Jabul at all. We don't get my favorite cutscene, which is Zelda Jabul after Hyrule, which is Zelda taking off the invisible hood.
Oh yeah. I love that cutscene. The invisible hood and Commander Wright, or whatever his name is.
General
Wright. I demoted him. I'm so sorry, General.
He got demoted for being the dullest tool in the shed.
Oh, hey, there's a cat.
Alright, you may think that I'm back in control and that your time has run out. I regret to inform you, we're in a cutscene.
There is still time. There is still time.
Regret? I'm happy to inform you.
Oh, I'm ecstatic. I was looking forward to this cutscene myself.
Also, if I go to Gerudo, I have to go to Seaside.
Oh yeah, so we get to see even more overworld movement if we get Gerudo.
How do I get to Seaside easily? I'm used to path blading over there. I don't have path blade.
I think.
I know where my closest waypoint would be. It would be like Lake Hylia or Bacraw.
Yeah, it's either Lake Hylia or Faron. Actually, Faron might be a
That's what I
decent
was
one.
thinking. I just think climbing the trees is going to suck.
Yeah, that's probably the worst bit of it, actually.
Oh no, there's the wall right to the side. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can use crawl to
whoa,
it.
that number has gone up by. I don't want to read the cent count on that. Games,
no.
what has been decided?
We have a $1.67 donation towards Gerudo Sanctum.
Ooh.
Well, thank you for the kind donation. It's very, very appreciated. We do get to see that very interesting gameplay.
And
I'm gonna go over this way.
a very interesting donation number that I'm sure has no significance at all.
$1.67 is what I wish gas cost. I think that's what that.
That is so true.
Remember when?
No, I don't.
That was a donation from Sandy Beach, and the comment is Sandy Beach.
Good comment.
Thank you, Sandy.
Thank you, Sandy.
Person with a very interesting name.
All right, so this waypoint that we need for
a sandy beach.
Oh, hey, a sandy beach. How about that?
How topical. This is the most interesting quest on the planet, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. The one where you get your cat, or that cat wants to get its human some food.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that actually. Yeah, this waypoint is pretty well out of the way, but it'll be used for Gerudo Sanctum. Normally, during all dungeons, when we beat Jabul, we end up right here at the end of it, so it's just very convenient to pick it up there. But of course, for our purposes here, we had to take the long trek to it. But it was a nice little scenic route with a sandy beach.
Sandy Beach, thanks to Sandy Beach.
Shout out to Sandy Beach.
Shout out to Sandy Beach. Alright, now Joaish, you want to know something interesting?
I do. I always want to know something interesting.
all dungeons restricted does this next part with vision, so I will be doing this blind for the first time in a while.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, that'll just make this more interesting. In a dungeon where I wouldn't have expected as much improv, well, actually, I guess that's not true because of the boss. But we're getting even more improv than I expected, so I'm very excited for this. So you might be wondering, what does Glubbers mean by blind? What are you talking about? Well,
Yeah, what could we possibly be talking about?
well, let's warp into Gerudo Sanctum and see and find out what's going on. Oh, that's a lot of sand. Oh, hey, where are you at there, Glubbers? Oh, well, there goes Zelda. Into the sand we go. So Glubbers is going to be turning a thing to solve a puzzle, with his eyes closed, and by his eyes closed, I mean full of sand. And this reveals a treasure chest that gives us the big key. So essentially, with this wrong warp, we go directly under this sand, so we skip having to drain the sand. And conveniently, the boss key is just right there, so we can go grab it and just open the door. And that's Gerudo Sanctum.
All right,
Cat.
Normally you don't do that, because you would have gotten the echoes that solve the actual puzzle. How? I'm used to doing this fight with... Actually, you know what? Casually just makes sense.
I say casually, but I'm also the unrestricted runner who skips this. Which, by the way, just as a fun fact, in the All Dungeons run, because of the dungeon order that we do, I can't remember the exact specifics of it right now, but for whatever reason, because of the dungeon order we do, the warp that usually appears after you beat the boss here is just here, and it's just kind of sitting there while the boss is running around. So we enter the room here and just activate the warp and leave. So we don't actually fight this boss in all dungeons.
I'm now seeing what Glenn was saying about the zero is actually really cool.
Which zero?
This groupie is named Zero.
Oh, yeah. That's quite nice. Oh, he actually does slow damage than I thought.
Interesting. I like it. It's weird. I like it.
I approve. I approve.
I also approve, and... Huh. This game has so many interesting damage sources. But that's Dungeon 4. Will we hit the coveted $94.32 in the next 3 minutes? Maybe.
Perhaps.
Today was payday. For some people.
I wonder what could possibly be the next dungeon if that were to be the case. Because otherwise...
How much it has to go up by? It could be literally anything.
It could be. It's up in the air. Again.
It could even be City in the Sky.
It could be. I mean...
I can turn my Nintendo Wii on.
I mean, you are well equipped to just go to City in the Sky right now.
Yes, I very much so am.
And then we won't be confused on whether this is Twilight Princess, because you know what? It is.
It will be.
It would be. Yeah, there's not as many cutscenes in this little sequence here. We will have at least one cutscene at the end of this. So if you would like to see one more dungeon, then You know what you must do.
I said no.
Oh.
There we go. Giving them a little bit more time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Speaking of Twilight Princess, I will be doing a video game tomorrow, as well as tonight, that I am currently doing a different one. Spoken riddles for no reason there. Tomorrow, I will be doing a very different kind of run in still unique. This is already unique. I'm already doing a unique run. Tomorrow will be a very unique run in, it's not an actual category. We made it up. Yay. And I will be running a gauntlet of all 100% ILs in Twilight Princess tomorrow.
Ooh.
That's gonna be fun.
That will be fun.
And that will be, I am going to sleep and waking up and doing that. That is the sequence of events.
Good. Very good. All right.
But I believe that we did not have that happen yet. By the time I get into Null's body, that will be when we are at the point of no return, I think.
Yeah, I think that...
Can you leave Null's body? I don't think you can. I know normally you can.
Normally you can't. You might be able to warp out with wrong warping, though. I think since you can save in there, you might be able to warp out.
I'm kind of curious. Like, it'll auto-save me in there. I can just check.
Yeah, might as well.
Alright, what's the first thing that I'll need in there? Probably the Ignachat.
Yeah, Ignachat is first. Also, since you do have the distance echo, you can do the all dungeons version of a trick that's coming up soon. I don't know which one you prefer, though. But you have options.
You cannot.
Can you change pages? No.
Oh. That's what I was trying to do.
Oh, okay. I guess this is it. Here we go.
Is it. Final _ dungeon.
Oh, hey, it's Jeremy.
Oh, yeah, hey, Jeremy. How's it counting? Glad to hear it's going
good. All right, well, Ignachat gets to prove his worth once again, along with his buddies. Okay. I made sure to be quiet on that because Glubbers needed to count for that second phase. Because
oh, I say it out loud. I don't know why I have that.
Yeah, for some reason the blood.
You meant this one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This trick here. So this is soft lock skip. So since we wrong warped in here, there's some things that are a little bit weird about how the game has set up the final dungeon. So Link is missing, or Jeremy. I'm sorry, Jeremy is missing in some of the rooms that he's normally supposed to be in. So a lot of the sequences are a bit messed up, and for whatever reason, with him being missing in this room, if you activate that switch, it opens the doors, but then the camera just stays up there, permanently stuck, and it soft locks the game. However, we can actually get around this by pausing on the same frame that the switch is activated and then saving and quitting, and that will open the door, but not soft lock us. So
yeah, it is an interesting trick where being early is okay, you can maybe save it, and being late is you have soft lock, please close your game.
Yep. Oh. I am also probably the odd one out in this one, where I actually think I prefer this trick on Switch 2 as opposed to Switch 1. I actually kind of find the faster timing a bit easier for whatever reason.
Mr. Fast Pause over here.
You know, that might actually be what it is. The Wind Waker HD manual Super Slim over here carrying me on Switch 2. There we go. Very nice.
See, I thought you were talking about over here, and I'm like, what are you talking about?
Oh, I'm over here. I'm over here trying not to spoil the trick, and I'm doing such a good job. Even Glubbers doesn't even know what I'm talking about. All right, that was a very nicely executed room there. This room is it is very easy to die in this room, especially to the Wolfos.
I did, in fact, nearly die, but I also don't need more energy than what I have. I just need to be able to activate Sword Fighter form for, like, a second.
Yeah, if even that. Yeah, like, you're good on resources as it stands right now. I mean, even your health, I feel is also fine.
There's Tarantula.
Tarantula Buddy makes a comeback at the very end. Fortunately, these doors do not soft lock us.
They do not, very luckily. Alright, and then here, Link is, like, not here. This is the one that I don't really understand what's different, to be completely honest.
Yeah, it's like
because he doesn't have an action to perform. Like, he's in the room, I guess.
Yeah, he's like not here, but then he is here. It's like I almost wonder if they're using two different Links here, or like two different actors for this, and the other one's just standing there waiting the whole time. All right, so for the Null fight,
we learn how Jeremy is a problem.
Jeremy is probably the more of an enemy here than the actual final boss is, because Jeremy's AI here can sometimes be a little bit goofy, and he can kind of just go off and do his own thing. So we kind of have to babysit him a little bit here sometimes. But
luckily, Larry is our friend.
Yeah, Larry's good here. Larry can do no harm here. And also, I don't know how many people knew this in their casual playthrough of the game, but you can pull these arms.
Yeah.
This is the fact that you can just pull these arms just makes this fight like even more simple than what it actually seemed to be during an actual playthrough. Now that being said, even with this very nice trick up her sleeve, this fight is still hard. This is still one of the harder fights in the game. Maybe not as much right now in this phase, but when we get to the last phase, there are some very tricky parts that we will have to take into account for.
Yeah, and the Switch 2 does actually kind of play a factor there.
Yes.
Because, we kind of do things based off of lag on Switch 1.
Mm-hmm.
And the design of the game is such that it's based around time spent on screens. For, like, how the boss fight place thing is.
Right.
Here's my favorite part, though. Everybody just goes smooth. How smooth this is.
When I first saw this phase on Switch 2, I actually was kind of mesmerized. I'm like, wow, this looks so much better.
It does.
Like, it actually looks really good on Switch 2.
So by the way, this is an auto-scroller.
Yeah, so basically how this works is Null's health is like slowly going down as we're going along here.
Right.
Oh, yeah, so any damage
You spawn like a seer.
I've never seen that before. But Null's health here doesn't really matter. It's not really going to do us any good to do damage to him as we go, because once we hit a certain point, then his health is just going to magically be 1, which is right here.
And then
And there it is. It is and it was right there. So now we're at phase 3. So this is the hardest phase. Those 3 arms that are carrying the orbs, those spawn the boss attacks. So for this first attack, we will always get the Stone Callus, and then after that, it would be random. So we want to make sure we get these, we break the summoning arms as fast as possible, because anytime we get an extra phase of bosses, it wastes a little bit of time due to Null disappearing during the attack.
and we want to both destroy the arms in the correct sequence, as well as not spend ridiculous amounts of time doing things on each screen.
Right. And then in between the phases here, we have both the Darknet phase and then the phase in between the next set of phases, which is the Lizalfos phase. We also have this arm that travels through the ground, and if it grabs you, you have to spend like a good minute trying to damage the arm to get out of it. So Glen's making quick work of the arms. In some cases, it's also good to just take out one of the non-orb arms just out of convenience. LoZ is also getting a very good attack pattern here. Jeremy is also cooperating quite well. Unusually so.
The fight is still happening.
Okay, you know, maybe I shouldn't have spoken so soon, but you know, I guess props to him so far. But
keep it up, please.
Please keep it up. You're doing good. Yeah. So these the Strangulas here, for some reason, the Lizalfos enemies love the Strangulas, and they also the Lizalfos also can't hurt the Strangulas. That was also a very good phase. That is one of the harder phases, especially in any percent, because if I recall correctly, those Lizalfos can kill you in one hit at when you have like 3 or 4 hearts. So this is easily one of the harder phases, or like the hardest part of the fight for sure. And it looks like we're getting no extra phases, which is very nice.
This is the cleanest null that I've had in like a year.
Yeah, this is a very nice null, actually. Yeah, very, very nicely done. And what...
time's coming up a lot sooner than I was expecting.
Yeah, so with this, we will use our bind ability to grab the the Prime Energy, and we're going to match the A button, and then once the Triforce pops out here, it will be time, and so in a couple seconds here, and time. GG's.
Neat.
Very good.
GG.
Very nice run.
That was a fun run. We did 5 of the 8 dungeons.
Yeah, not bad at all.
Not bad.
They were good dungeons.
That was a great run.
That was fun. I loved like the ingenuity that had to go into picking the random dungeon that you do first. Like the dungeon order thing is cool. I like that as a concept a lot.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Thank you.
I'd be curious to see what it's like with other dungeon orders too.
Absolutely. But yeah, that was Echoes of Wisdom Variable Dungeons. So thank you, Joaish, for commentating whatever this was, because frankly, this was something that, like, I could kind of prepare for, but, like, without literally preparing for every possible configuration, there's not really a way to prepare for this sort of thing. So you were as surprised as I was, other than, like, I had some idea about what I would do with X being the first dungeon. Right.
Yeah, this was a journey for all of us, for sure. But yeah, thank you for having me on. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, very, very fun. Now, that, I believe, does wrap it up for the night in the US here on the Timeless Marathon. Is that correct, Games?
That is correct. This was the last run of the evening here, but we are coming back in a short amount of time. I'd say about 10 hours or so before Glubbers is back on with his run of Twilight Princess.
Yeah, and I will be just doing a completely different game. And I'm going to sleep for a fair chunk of that 10 hours.
Same, absolute same. As it is now 3 o'clock here on the East Coast.
Yeah, it is about to be midnight here on the West Coast.
So we want to say thank you to everyone who donated today, to all of our runners and hosts, and of course to our production team for putting this timeless marathon together.
Yeah, everyone's doing a great job. This is a fantastic event that's doing a great thing for a great cause. Stick around because we have 2 more days of this. What do we have coming up tomorrow other than Twilight Princess? I believe Twilight Princess is followed by Majora's Mask by Morpheus, doing all masks, no major glitches. After that, I am not really sure because I don't remember. Actually, isn't the timeline after that Four Swords Adventure?
That's
Who's
correct.
Four Swords Adventure.
A glitchless 4-player run.
Oh, wait, that's super cool.
To take us into Sunday, where we will have 2 randomizer races.
And I will be commentating for the Wind Waker spoiler log rando races.
Oh, I love spoiler log races.
Yeah, that's gonna be really cool.
Sweet.
Yeah, and it's followed up by the co-op randomizer with Pippi and Ashton, I believe, right?
Correct.
Oh yeah, that's
2 very recently released randomizers. Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks both have their randomizers released within the past couple of months.
Ooh, that'll be really cool to see.
Yeah, they're doing an archipelago, I think. That'll be very, very fun. But I'm going to pass it back to you, Games, to wrap up for the evening, because I should already be in bed. So, this is called a segue.